worked so hard to withstand the heat check from Reed Shepherd in that fourth quarter. One-on-one, and at that point, we were saying, Fezzi, you can't have a moral victory. You got to somehow, some way try to steal this game.
Yeah, the Warriors worked so hard. The first half, they had a great first half, did a great job limiting the Houston Rockets, really holding them to what's 20 points in the first quarter. And they started to get loose. The Houston Rockets did and towards the end of the halftime. What I love is that the Warriors fought all the way through. The third quarter, I thought that the Warriors did a great job. Podziemski had a great third quarter. He was a spirited person in the second half. Both he and DeAnthony Melton attacking Guy Santos. This team showed you in different ways, whether it was rebounding the basketball against one of the best rebounding teams in the league right now. Matter of fact, one of the best historic rebounding teams, the Warriors.
The balanced attack. Warriors make 45 field goals, 14 threes, and 11 free throws. And we saw several plays. We saw them go back to the split action quite a bit, drop the ball in the post, collapse the defense, kick out for wide open threes. They wound up winning paint points 60-48, plus 12 in the paint. We talked pregame how the size advantage was going to Houston. But a good balanced attack, and not just throwing in the post, spacing, attacking off the dribble, getting enough paint points to offset your three-point shooting. So both teams made 14 threes, but the Warriors did a much better job, I thought, playing in the paint, both on the post-ups and attacking off the dribble.
Just a -2 on the glass for the Warriors. So they did a great job battling with the Rockets on the boards. All right, let's pick up the overtime tape because the Warriors go in one-on-one. How are they going to survive? How are they going to survive another 5 minutes against the Rockets team looking forward to
take Amen Thompson down the post? And DeAnthony Melton, as well as Reed Shepherd played, those offensive rebounds, and they targeted him a lot in the pick and roll and going at him. And Şengün, that play with Draymond, that ATO was a big play going at Şengün.
No, the clip is past now, but I saw Draymond talking to Clint Capella at the end of the game, like, yo, what's he talking about? I wonder what that conversation was about. Anyway.
He didn't recognize him.
He didn't
I didn't recognize him either.
Did he change his number?
What I love, I couldn't tell. I didn't play long enough. What I loved about this game, though, is that all around, I thought Draymond set the tone from the beginning. He's playing against Kevin Durant. This is one of the best scorers in the league. And we talked about KD he's been on a tear. The last 3 games, 30-plus points, multiple threes in those games. Tonight, even in overtime, they limit KD to 23 points. And he's been scoring, he averages 26 a game. So taking KD out the game was one of the ways to win this game. But rebounding was so crucial. You saw the game-winning bucket. That was an offensive rebound. The Warriors' size advantage was a problem coming to this game. And in every category, I feel like they just played out of their minds, just trying to get this win, trying to get out of the losing slump.
18 offensive rebounds for the Golden State Warriors, a +1 on the offensive glass. And Podziemski was in the mix as always. 18 of his last 22 games, he scored in double figures. It's his second straight 20-point game. Of course, he had the 20 in the first half against the Clippers. Well, tonight he saved his best for last. 26 huge points. He's this young man and gives them heavy minutes. Tonight, Podziemski, 39 minutes for the Golden State Warriors, and he made every second count, Willie.
Yeah, he was phenomenal all night long, big time in the overtime. And I thought Draymond made a great point. Pods and Steve Kerr's been harping on this. Give it up, get it back. That split action. If the ball gets you, you're wide open, let it fly. If not, give it up and get it back. He drove KD down the lane. So a much better job with Pods, in my mind, Fezzi, especially the last 3 weeks, playing without the basketball. And you see any assists. He had 1 assist but 9 rebounds. But Draymond gets 8 assists. Let other people make the play for you and get off the ball as soon as possible.
I mean, that 1 assist was to Draymond in overtime right there.
Play.
That big play. Pods, you can't say enough about what he's doing offensively, but I love the 9 rebounds. For your point guard to be that efficient and he's that aggressive and really attacking the boards, you got to have your big guys back, especially in a game like this. You got 7-footer, 6'8", 6'10", across the board for the Houston Rockets to have your guard coming in like that. All these things give the Warriors a chance, and I thought they did all the little things to get this win.
Dude, how about Draymond Green and Al Horford?
Wow.
Big combined.
Wow.
They were big time.
We've been waiting for some combinations there as Al Horford has gotten healthy. He's starting to pick up some starts. He's hitting the 3-ball. Draymond Green set the tone defensively against Kevin Durant. What a team win for the Golden State Warriors. Shorthanded, did not matter. Two-way guys, well, they played great. LJ Cryer.
So he plays hard. He had a great game. As you said, Bonte, he played at the University of Houston for Kelvin Sampson. So you know those guys. They're very tough individual defenders. They're highly skilled. and they're team guys. Looked like, he had a phenomenal night tonight.
And not just that, he's really tough to be able to come in the game tonight. And every time he catches the ball, he's looking for his shot. This was exactly what the Warriors needed. They needed everybody on the floor to be aggressive, because when you do that, you make the defense pay. And the Houston Rockets, this is a tough offensive team, a tough defensive team. They're top 10, matter of fact, number 6 in the NBA defensively. So for a guy like that to make some big shots down the stretch, Steve Kerr trusted him in overtime, says a lot about his potential.
No doubt about that. He played some heavy minutes off the bench, 20 minutes and all for the Golden State Warriors, and they needed every single second there. And DeAnthony Melton, we touched on his struggles shooting over his last 4 games. He's had a phenomenal season bouncing back from a torn ACL, but he's elevated on that scouting report. Teams know Melton could shoot it. They know he's a good playmaker. Well, tonight against Houston, I thought he got back on track. Didn't shoot as many threes as we've seen during that 4-game stretch. Limited that to 6 attempts, made 2, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 block shots. As he filled up the stat sheet tonight.
DM was dancing on him tonight, Ponte. The best part of his game for the Warriors is he is the guy that can create his own shot. And as he continues to get healthier and healthier for this team, now he's a starter. At first, when he came back from his injury, because he's a year post-op of his ACL, when they were trying to limit his minutes, every game he just seems to be getting more confident with his body. And with that, his burst is a little bit more. You see him dunking the basketball more now. And what I love is the fact that he can create his own shot. With no Steph, no Moses Moody, he is the next highest scorer on the team right now. So his ability to create is so crucial. His ability to handle the ball, and then defensively, forcing steals. That's something the Warriors always need. And the fact that they were able to get steals against the Houston Rockets gave them extra offense.
Yeah, Melton's a big-time two-way player. Really gifted, really skilled. Up to 30 minutes tonight, which is really encouraging. I thought a lot of his best plays, you saw that steal in the backcourt, I thought that was a big play. But driving to the basket, even the ones he missed, they turned into offensive putbacks. Yeah. That last play, obviously, when he put that back after he missed that layup, Guy Santos tip. But taking advantage physically of Reed Shepard, who had a great offensive game. But I thought the Warriors did a great job targeting Şengün, targeting Shepard, especially the ATOs when they had, possessions they could get real specific with. But Melton, to me, the fact that he's up to 30 minutes now is huge. Mentioned Al Horford, 33 minutes.
That's right.
Draymond, 35. So Draymond, Al Horford combined for 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 13 assists.
Wow.
Big-time production.
No doubt about that. Good production from your front court, good production from your back court. And your limited bench, well, they did their thing. LJ Cryer, of course, leading the way there with 12 points. As we take a look at the final team stat comparison, the Warriors, as you mentioned, Mully, had a lot more balance. And look at the turnover battle. I thought the Warriors, for the most part, a lot of turnovers late in the fourth quarter, but for the most part, especially in that first half, they took care of the basketball. But look at the points in the paint.
Points in the paint,
plus 12.
What?
Only a -2 on the glass. They get up to 29 assists, despite not having a lot of firepower. What a win for the Dubs. Let's hear from Steve Kerr, presented by BMW, at the Warriors beat the Rockets.
To be that shorthanded and to have that kind of a performance on the road against a great team, I'm really proud of the guys. That was Alpha. You see the energy that he brings. It's really fun to see LJ tonight. He's from here, obviously. He was at the Houston game last night and got honored by Coach Sampson, and then comes out tonight and hits 4 threes, big shots, big minutes. We start him, in overtime because we were trying to keep Melt's minutes down, and he made some huge plays for us. He's a winner, but all these guys are just committed to each other and to the mission, and it's a really fun group.
How important for this operation is DeAnthony's dribble penetration and just his scoring?
Yeah, it's huge. Down the stretch. When I think we were up 1, and he had the isolation up top. He got to the rim and eventually scored on the putback. And his ability to get past people is really a big deal for us.
You said.
All right, that was Steve Kerr, who was quoted as saying, "This is a good building for us." A lot of good memories in that locker room as we take a look at the wild Western Conference. Warriors will remain in 8th place, a game and a half above the LA Clippers, but 1 game in that loss column. You know I love that loss column, Fezzi and Bully. The Rockets, They now drop to 4th place in the West, tied with Minnesota with 23 losses. So the Rockets have a couple games to make up here to see if they can jump back up to 3rd place.
Everybody's jostling for position right now.
No doubt.
Vontae.
3 through 6 right there. Minnesota, the Lakers. Of course, the Rockets and the T-Wolves. They're battling for those top 3 spots there in the West. Denver, of course, is in that mix. So, but the Warriors, you don't want to be in that 9-10 game. You want 2 shots out of playoff series and being in that 7-8 spot, especially with the way the Suns are right now. No Dylan Brooks. Booker's just coming back from an injury. How can you tread water, remain in 8th?
Man, just maintain. All right, and I love the way the Warriors approached this game tonight. You lost a few in a row, and the mentality was come out and fight. I thought the Warriors did a great job coming off defensively, making sure that they don't not letting the Houston Rockets get into their zone, not get into any rhythm. Kevin Durant is one of the best scorers in the league, but if you deny him the ball and get him out of rhythm, even in overtime, Draymond doing a great job. So defensively, this is how you're going to stay in the game. This is how you're going to stay in this race. No Steph Curry right now. There's no guy to bail you out at the end of games and that superstar. So for the Warriors, trying to find ways, trying to be the hustle team, trying to steal wins at this point, because that was a stolen win. Got to steal wins on the road, wherever you are on this road trip, so you can stay in the race.
I think the defensive thing is huge. I thought the way Draymond started the game, that he was on Kevin Durant one-on-one, and Draymond mentioned in his post-game comments he felt confident. Huh?
You said the defensive thing was huge? Are you okay? What's going on? I've never heard that before. I've never heard you say that before.
Get to my main point. Relax. Calm down. I said to start the game. What really won the game was the offensive balanced attack. Now, you're going to start a big lineup with Draymond and Horford. Use it. Don't start a big lineup and hoist threes. If you're going to do that, start small. So I thought the balanced attack was huge. I mentioned 45 made field goals, 14 threes, 11 free throws. And I thought in the first half, again, the 30-20 first quarter was huge. They only had 4 turnovers at halftime.
Yep.
And they kept the Rockets off the free throw line for the majority of the night. They both wound up being 11-15. But posting up, driving the basketball, getting offensive rebounds, putbacks, that all shows an intensity and aggressiveness to start the game. They shot 38 threes without really.
This just happened, and I gotta ask you something, Dub Nation. How does a team missing its biggest superstar walk into Houston against a top Western Conference contender and still walk out with the win? Yeah, I'm serious. Because what the Golden State Warriors just did might be one of the most underrated, gritty, we still got that championship DNA wins of the entire season. Yeah. If you watch that game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Overtime battle, hostile crowd, Rockets fighting for playoff position, and somehow the Warriors said, nah, not tonight. And the craziest part? They did it without Stephen Curry on the floor. Yep, no Chef Curry, still recovering from that knee issue that's kept him out for multiple games and forced the team to survive without its leading scorer, who averages over 27 points per game. So imagine the pressure on the rest of this roster. No safety net, no bailout 3 from 30 feet, no just give the ball to Steph and watch magic happen. That meant somebody else had to step up, and oh boy, did they step up. Brandon Podziemski exploded for 26 points and grabbed 9 rebounds, putting on one of the most confident performances of his young career. Every time the Rockets tried to take control, Pods answered right back. Drive to the rim, mid-range jumper, kick-out passes, rebounds against bigger players. This kid was everywhere, and you could feel it watching the game. The confidence, the swagger, the energy. Warriors fans were probably yelling at their screens like, who is this guy tonight? But wait, the story gets even better. Because this wasn't just one guy having a hot night. This was a full-on team fight. De'Anthony Melton dropped 23 points and delivered the clutch bucket in overtime with just seconds left after a chaotic sequence near the rim. Yeah, you heard that right. Game on the line, bodies everywhere, and Melton finds the ball and puts it back in. Boom. Warriors take the lead. That's the kind of moment that turns a regular season game into a statement win. And remember, Melton is still working his way back from a major ACL injury earlier in his career, and every game he looks more explosive, more confident, more aggressive attacking the basket. And we can't talk about this game without talking about the heartbeat of the team, Draymond Green. You know when Draymond locks in defensively, the entire personality of the Warriors changes. He spent big stretches battling elite scores and anchoring the defense, while also facilitating the offense with his passing and leadership. That's the championship DNA right there, the type of energy that reminds everyone in the building the Warriors might be wounded, but they're definitely not finished.
Now let's look at the bigger picture for a second, because this win mattered a lot. Golden State has been fighting to stay in the Western Conference playoff race, holding around the 8th seed and trying to avoid falling into the dangerous play-in elimination zone. And when you consider everything the team has gone through this season, injuries, lineup changes, new rotations, this kind of road victory feels massive. Even players and coaches said it felt like a playoff game. And honestly, watching the intensity, the hustle, the way every player was diving for loose balls, yeah, it really did feel like playoff basketball. Think about it. The Warriors had already been struggling, losing several games recently, and many analysts were starting to question if this team could stay competitive without Curry. But nights like this remind everyone why this franchise has 4 championship banners hanging in Chase Center. This team knows how to fight. They know how to survive ugly games. They know how to win when everything looks stacked against them. And here's the scary part for the rest of the Western Conference. Steph Curry will come back. The Warriors are just trying to stay afloat until that moment arrives. Imagine this same energy, this same defense, this same confidence, but with the greatest shooter in NBA history back on the floor. Oh yeah, that's when things get interesting. Because if these young players keep growing and the veterans keep bringing that edge, the Warriors could become a nightmare matchup down the stretch of the season. So, Dub Nation, I gotta hear from you right now. Was this the most impressive Warriors win of the season? Are you starting to believe this team can make real noise once Steph Curry returns? And how big was Brandon Podziemski's performance tonight? Are we watching the rise of the next Warriors star? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I know Dub Nation has opinions on this one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for daily Warriors news, and stay locked in, because the season is heating up and something tells me the Warriors are far from done. Yeah!